friends, family, subscribers to the YouTube channel Adventuring with the S.G.O.C.C. So another midweek video. We're trying to step up more quantity of videos and kind of outline what 2025 is going to bring for us all. So based on the analytics over the holidays that I went really deep dive into, the videos that garner us the most views, the best shorts, and the most comments are, number one, any of our videos where we're shooting or talking about guns. Number two, any 4x4 off-roading videos. And three, abandoned mines and driving tours through towns. So we're gonna try and do more of those type of videos. We've got an explosive video coming up sometime in February. Not going to say much more than that, but if you know, you know. Also, one of the things that we showed, we have 2,294 subscribers. Of those, 1,092 are return viewers. They have, one of the analytics shows us that when we put out a video, how many people come to see it that are our subscribers, and that's 1,092. So here's the thing. We have a goal of the channel being monetized. In July or August, I think, is going to be our 4th year with the channel. We've got 1.3 million views, as I said, 2,294 subscribers, and we've kept up with the amount of videos we release or create for over 3 years. I don't think we've ever dropped below the required minimum amount of videos per 30-day period. So one of the things we would like to do, and as Tim and I are both disabled and on fixed incomes, there's a whole lot we can't do on our own because we just can't fund it. One of the things we'd like to do is add more inventory to the channel's parent company, which is the S.G.O.C.C., which stands for Shooting Gallery of Cochise County. It is a private gun club that you join for the period of your booked shoot. What we would like to do, we're trying to offer a lot of varied items in the inventory. We have quite a selection now, but what we'd like to do is add more. I made a list of the 15 on my wish list that I'd like to add, and here it is. So if you're familiar with any of those, we have a couple, and they would be duplicates, but like we have a new model Black Hawk in 357. Great gun. It's reliable. It's just a great gun. If you go back to In the Bunker with Jeff, it's one of the detailed episodes. One of our acquisitions from about a year ago now, I guess, was I got Tim, on payments, of course, a Pieta 357. This is just a beautiful handgun. It's single action like the Black Hawk, but it is brass and steel frame with these beautiful walnut grips. It's just it is honestly one of the most beautiful single action revolvers I've ever seen, and got a fantastic price because, again, one of the rules of the channel is Jeff doesn't pay retail. It's just something that's happenstance. It just happened that way. So we would like to add a bunch this year, but the only way to do that is for the channel to get monetized. So to return to that subscriber number that watches the videos regularly, the 1,092 subscribers, if those subscribers would watch 1 hour of videos, a week. We'd be monetized in 2 weeks. It's that simple. We've lost 750 watch hours since October, second week in October. I've contacted Google because they're the parent company of YouTube and tried to get a line on what or why or how this happened. It coincided with Tim's partial leave of absence from the channel. So either I'm not very marketable or entertaining, or I don't know, but we have lost watch hours. That's why we're trying to make an effort to concentrate on the most watched and sourced videos to make more of those. We've got some feelers out there to return to a Titan II missile silo that's now in private hands. The only one that you can visit is the one in Green Valley or the one in Vale that we found. The one in Vale, not too entertaining in my opinion. It's just some concrete structures of what is underground, but you can't get underground. There is a Titan II museum in Green Valley, which is south of Tucson, that is still fully operational, just the warhead's empty. And they have docents that offer a tour, but they're very strict, no videos. We tried to go there once and sneak a cell phone to do a video. Gentlemen, you'll have to leave. And so that's an ixnay on the Idio Bay. So we've got a map of all 18 that were in southeast Arizona and southern Arizona. All the other 17 are in private hands. Well, 16 are in private hands. I guess technically 17, because the one in Vale is owned by the city of Tucson, oddly enough. But the one in St. David, we've sent out a feeler to try to get a tour. It's all underground. The missile silos, the missile was removed and the silos were filled in with rubble. But the control rooms, the residence for the operators, the tunnels, all that still exists. We'd like to do that. We've got a couple of feelers out for ghost towns in the area. Some of them have closed to the public, like the Ruby Mine. We're trying to get back in there. We'd love to do a tour with a docent. A few other things we'd like to do. We're trying to up our game with gong targets. The last time we went out, my large gong target, which is 20 inches by 12, ended up getting peppered with holes. Watch your calibers, gentlemen and lady. So we'd like to add some stronger, thicker gong targets, and our brother Steve has offered his plasma table to make us some, and of course the elephant mount that mounts those gong targets on a T-post. But again, money. A full sheet of 4 by 8 3/8 A400 high carbon steel sheet is $1,000. Steve will knock out the targets for $200, but we're looking at $1,200 for 8 targets, however many we can get out of that. Might want to change the sizes a little bit. Smaller is requiring more accuracy. We'll see how that goes. As I posted that list for you all to see, there's quite an interesting array of firearms on that list. Two of the hardest I think that are going to be to acquire is an M1 Garand, because even the Citizens Marksmanship program, which is fantastic, even their usable, ready to operate M1s are above $1,200 now. That's rough. The other one that's going to be hard to find is a Heckler & Koch H&K 308 battle rifle. Great caliber, German. It's going to be tough to find that rifle on the used market. So we'll see. Some of them are really easy to find, like the Palmetto Arms PX9. Need to replace that one. It was a partial for the Jeep. Want to replace that. Want to replace the BFR 500 Magnum. Have always wanted a Desert Eagle, but I don't know if I want the 50 cal version. The list is not complete. There can be inserted or changed, any of those, and we're always on the lookout for good deals on guns. I'm seeing a lot of M&Ps, semi-auto pistols out there. Wouldn't mind adding a compact or even a subcompact or another Derringer to the list. We had a 45 ACP Derringer, 2 barrels, over and under, but it was a non-op, so I returned it. It just didn't work, and at that time I didn't know a gunsmith that I was trusting enough to find out why, and it was just easier to return it. Want to up our game on ballistics, more and better rifle scopes. We'd like to do a video upcoming where we show how to sight in at 100 yards. We've got several rifles with scopes. I'm going to add a scope that I've had for 4 years now, a Vortex scope. We're going to add that to an AR-15. I just have to figure out which AR-15 is going to get the crossfire scope. So there's a lot of stuff going on with the channel. Hoping that Tim is going to feel better enough to start coming back on the regular. If not, I got to look for somebody to co-host and act as the camera person. I've been talking to a couple of people, so we'll see how that shakes out. Right now I'm trying to sell the DJI drone and or a utility trailer that I have, and or my Jackson reverse headstock dinky guitar. Need to raise funds because I think I have a trade worked out for a 98 Durango 4x4 that's up in Scottsdale, but I gotta fund the trip there and back if it doesn't happen. And the Jeep doesn't like 75 mile an hour speeds on the highway, so to get to Scottsdale is going to be a 3-hour run each way. So need to sell something to fund that trip. It's a couple $100 there and back, I think. But the guy, I showed him all the pictures, interior, everything. He wants it. He likes it. He knows that a Jeep Cherokee is a super capable off-road rig, and he's seen the videos where I've taken it off-road. So hopefully that'll happen. Big things are, we're going to increase the quantity of the videos that have garnered us the most views, and now there's an algorithm that shows you how many subscribers you get off of each video and or short that you post, which is pretty exciting. Until Tim comes back on the regular, that also means Cassie's not back on the regular. She's developing quite an on-screen or on-video personality. I came up with the tagline, "This has been a Fun Brothers production," but the way she delivers it, just fabulous. I know because of all the amount of views that we have that people enjoy the channel. Now we're trying to narrow the content. Instead of being a everything Tim and I do that we enjoy channel, we're going to try to narrow it down to everything you, the viewer, enjoys about the channel. So as I did, I said that list in the beginning of the video. We're going to try to stick to that. We're going to try to get back and stick to our Saturday schedule for our main video, and then I'll pull shorts off of that during the week. Sundays, that's his day. We try not to do videos on Sundays, but if it means bringing Tim back on the regular to the channel, I get done with church about 11:30, so we could do that. But getting us the watch hours is the most important thing, because once we have the watch hours, then that solves a lot of problems. It pays for gas, pays for ammunition, pays for new videos, acquisition of new inventory for the club. It just solves a lot of problems. Once we're monetized, we can also start selling merch. We have the stickers that we ran, I don't know, a year ago, and we thought those were going to go like hotcakes at $10 a pop and a self-addressed envelope. We're not trying to get rich here. We're just trying to serve the channel. I'm still sitting on a bunch of them. But we can do shirts coming up. We have them all designed with our logo. We can do hats, cold cups, all that stuff. And it's all going to use our logo that we developed with a design person here in Sierra Vista. And this is the design. I like it because it's a male and a female in the drawing, the logo, because, and I believe this since I was first introduced to firearms when I was 10 years old. Shooting sports are one of the most equal opportunity sports on the planet, because size doesn't matter, strength doesn't matter. It just doesn't. Women are equally as capable of being great shooters as men are. In fact, there's literally thousands of videos on YouTube showing women excelling in the shooting sports. I think it's fantastic. So we'll see. We're trying to get more participation from our female audience. We're one of the few channels that deals a lot with firearms and guns that has a full 20% participation from our female audience. That's pretty big. Most are in the single digits. So we'll see what this year brings us. I'd like to bring back In the Bunker with Jeff. We've got a couple of participants or contributors to the channel that want to do that, because they don't necessarily have to be guns that we own for me to do an In the Bunker with Jeff, because of YouTube rules, we're not going to promote it and tell you need to go out and buy it. Can't do that. But we can tell you what we like about it, what we don't like about it, ease of operation, that sort of thing. There's literally every gun ever made I would like to do an In the Bunker with Jeff on. Took me a week before I was able to go out and fire my new SD9 2.0. And it's now my everyday carry, replacing the Springfield XDS, which now sits in one of the safes. But, you know, that's the thing. Over time, you develop what you like, what you don't like in a firearm, a carry firearm. And as you come across new ones that might fit that criteria that you have, you might change. And that's fine. You don't have to stick to, you know, be the guy that's carrying a Detective Model 38 from the 30s. You know, you can change. A lot of older folks have trouble with semi-automatic handguns because it becomes more difficult for them to pull the slide back, which is why we have several revolvers in the inventory. I recommend for folks that are unable to pull a slide back to go to a small revolver, purse carry, what have you. You don't have to pull a slide back, and guns are the best defense. A good person with a gun will always outweigh the bad intentions of a bad person with a gun. Guns are a tool. They're not evil. They're not capable of any action without a human interaction. I've been laying my head down next to a gun for 40 plus years, and not once has one ever risen up against me, nary a cross word. They just sit there like an unused hammer in a toolbox. They are not capable of action on their own, which is why when I hear people attach the word assault to any gun, it drives me nuts, because a gun is not capable of that action. It's just not. It's a rock. If it isn't picked up by somebody, it's just a rock. It sits there, collects dust, and that's it. So I know this is kind of a long video, but I wanted to get a few things off my chest, get out there. We're going to try to get out Saturday, unless I'm going to Scottsdale to pick up that 1998 Dodge Durango 4x4, which I'm hoping to put together a plan for that. But this has been a From Brothers production. Please share, subscribe, comment, and tell us what you like, what you don't like, what you'd like to see more of. We like to interact with our audience because it's, I mean, honestly, the channel exists because of you all. In 4 years, Tim and I have had a fantastic time going out on these adventures, exploring stuff, doing the stuff that we like to do, and then sharing it with you. We have a kind of a philosophy on the channel, mostly because it's what we believe, but also reinforced by the fact that there is a lot of channels out there that are very scripted, edited, polished presentations. What Tim and I have always believed in, and sort of the credo of the channel, is that no scripts, no rehearsals. It's got to come from the heart. It's got to be honest. It's got to be, even with all the flaws, it's got to be real. Otherwise, it's not. When we are passionate in a video about a subject like ghost towns or abandoned mines, it's because we are. We really enjoy that stuff. So go out there. I've said it in the past in different videos. Go out there, find an adventure. Go out and do something. Get away from your devices. Get away from the games, the TV. Go out and explore the world out there. And we are blessed so greatly to be living in the history books of the Old West. We live in Cochise County, Tombstone, Arizona, 28 miles away. A whole nother country, 28 miles the other way. It's just a real blessing to live here. So we thank every one of you. We love it. Your interaction. We love our subscribers. Thank you for helping us with the channel. And as usual, this has been a From Brothers production.